question. The multiple choice questions, I want from you to try to answer it, each one by itself. I will give you a minute for each question. The graph can be used to represent the motion of an object quantity with time. They didn't say what's the quantity. Which row can be given the table quantity plot in the y-axis corresponding the quantity represent, okay, by the x-axis to get the gradient, okay? Now, Hamza send me an answer. I want the rest to try to send me answers. Hamza, check your answer again. It's not correct answer. Yes, what are the quantities that I have to put it on the y-axis to make the gradient equal what's written? Shukran ya Noor, shukran ya Shahid, shukran ya Hamza. Now they are correct. Noor, Hamza, and Rabah, bravo. I have to put velocity here on the y-axis. I have to put velocity here to make the gradient equal the acceleration. So the answer is B. Yes. هاي 4 جاوبوني صح. وين البقية؟ ليش ما جاوبتوا؟ طيب, let's do the next one. A massive star exerts a gravitational force, the force of gravity, a force of star, on a small distance planet, a planet like our Earth, okay, far from it. The planet exerts a force of, of gravity on the star, force of the planet. Now, which one describe the magnitude and the direction of the forces? Send me the answer. شكرا يا عبد اللطيف، شكرا يا رباح، شكرا يا شهد، شكرا يا حمزة، وشكرا كمان للي جاوبوا غلط، وهي كمان نور شكرا للي جاوبوا غلط. Now, for every action, there is an equal opposite reaction. Now we know that the Earth pulling the sun pulling the Earth. Does the Earth pull the sun? Yes. Which one pulls the other more? They are same, and they are in what? In the opposite direction. So the answer is C. Next. تمام? Don't do a mistake again. طيب. Hamza, be careful. Okay. طيب. Question number 3. Two different springs, S1 and S2. Okay, they are suspended by a fixed support. Okay. تمام. Masses are attached to the bottom of S1 and S2 as shown. The extension of the spring S1 is X, and the extension of the spring S2 is X over 3. The elastic strain energy in spring S1 is E. What should be the elastic strain energy in spring S2? Now, what is the thing that is the same? Look here, here M, here 2M. That means here the force is F, here the force is what? 2F. They ask about what? The energy stored. But, okay? خلينا نجاوب هذا أنا وياكم مع بعض. Now we know that the elastic energy, what's the formula for it? Half force extension, right? Yes, half for extension. Is it extension square or half force? It's half force or half stiffness extension square. طيب, خلينا ايش for spring S1? They say that it's equal E. What's E equal? Half times F times X. This is F, this is X. Now for spring S2, half multiply by 2F multiply by what? X over what? Over 3. That means I'll write half Fx multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1 over 3. This value is E. This value, they call it E. What's left? 2 over 3E, so the answer is C. The answer is C. شكرا. It's a little bit hard, but you have to know how to answer it. Okay. طيب. Next question. A tennis ball is moving through the air. The diagram shows the horizontal and the vertical component of the velocity. This is the horizontal and this is the vertical. Which of the following expression gives the magnitude of the velocity? This is very easy. Yes, which one gives us the magnitude of the velocity? شكرا يا نور، شكرا يا حمزة. مين كمان بيقدر يبعث لي أجوبة؟ مين كمان بعت لي أجوبة؟ Who can send me an answer? Who can check that the answer is correct? Yes, عبد الفتاح، شكرا لك. اوكي، لحد هلا في 4 بعثوا لي أجوبة، 1 جوابه صح والباقي غلط. مرة ثانية. I need to find V. Okay, we have a right angle triangle here. So if I'm using the opposite, I would say sine. If I'm using the adjacent, I will use what? Cosine the angle. So which one? Okay, sine. So I will neglect the value of what? 13.2. So 13.2 here is wrong, and 13.2 here is wrong. So what's the answer? Bravo, صح, exactly. Sine 22.6 equal the opposite 5.5 divided by V. I want V, so V equal 5.5 divided by sine 22.6. So the answer is C. ليش غلطتوا؟ 5 بعثوا لي أجوبة غلط، 1 جاوب لي بعث لي صح. هلا الكل جاوب عليها، هلا الكل، حمزة ونور وعبد اللطيف كثار اللي بعثوا الجواب صح. You have to be careful. ماشي؟ حرام تخسروا سؤال زي هيك علامته. Okay. So question number 5. This talks about moment. It's obvious. شو بيحكي لنا السؤال؟ A beam is supported by a pivot as shown in the diagram. Okay. The center of gravity of the beam is at G. The beam is acted on the force F, which diagram shows the arrangement that could not be equilibrium. طيب, look here يا شباب. If the force F in this direction, it acts what? Clockwise, and the weight, as we know, acts what? Anti-clockwise. Maybe they are equal. Here the same thing. We have a moment clockwise, and here the weight acts in what? Anti-clockwise. Here we have a moment anti-clockwise, and the weight also acts what? Anti-clockwise. So this is our answer. شايفين كيف في ناس بعتوا لي أجوبة غلط. Here the same thing. We have weight that acts anti-clockwise, and the force acts clockwise above the pivot. Diamond focus. This is the point of rotation. This is the point of rotation. So which one is the answer? It's B. Aid, you want me to explain it again? Okay, yes, again. Look here, the point of rotation, okay, we have a vertical force, and this force indicates that it's upward. Let me change the color. Okay, that means it makes a moment what? In this direction, above the pivot, and this weight of the beam, okay, makes a moment what? Anti-clockwise. So maybe the moment clockwise and moment anti-clockwise, okay, be equal because they cancel out each other. Here the same thing. We have a vertical force downwards makes a moment clockwise, and the weight of the beam makes a moment above the pivot in this direction anti-clockwise. So they are equal and cancel out each other. Here the same thing. We have a moment clockwise, and the weight of the plank make a moment what? Anti-clockwise. They are equal and cancel out each other. But here the force act vertically up makes a moment in this about the pivot in this direction anti-clockwise, and also the weight of the beam acts and make a moment about what? About the point of rotation, the pivot, what? Anti-clockwise. Both are acting anti-clockwise. Both are acting the same direction. Okay, both are acting, so they don't cancel out each other. Both of them, they act in the same direction. Okay, so they can't cancel out each other. They make the same rotation. But these, they can cancel. One clockwise, one anti-clockwise, one clockwise, one anti-clockwise, etc. So the answer is what? Is B. Tamam? Next. Question number 6. A block of wood is stationary on a frictionless. Okay. Thank you, Finor, for reminding me it's a frictionless ramp as shown. Okay. The block is held, okay, it's placed by a spring. There's a spring, there's a force of the spring upwards in this direction. The weight of the block is W. Okay, the force applied by the spring is F. Okay, is there other forces here, ya shabab? Yes, there is. Thank you. What is it? It's the normal action. It acts in this direction. Okay, good. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Noor. Okay, so the triangle. Okay, the triangle forces can be determined, the magnitude and the direction of the normal action of forces. Which row corresponding this? Shabab, أول إشي, because the object is held at rest in its place, that means the resultant force equal how much? It's equal 0. That means whenever the triangle I'm drawing, the direction of the forces make a closed shape. Whenever the force I'm drawing it, that means it makes what? A closed shape. So this is a closed shape? Yes, this is a closed shape. Is this closed shape? No, I remove it from our answer. Is this a closed shape? No, it's not. I remove it from my answer. Is this a closed shape? No, I remove it. So the answer is what? Is A. How did I know it's A? Because the forces start from a point and move too close to the other point. Here it's not. It's going down, going up, then the normal, it's supposed to in the opposite direction to make it a clear answer, to make a correct answer. Here, as you can see, the weight acts in this direction. The weight cannot be in this direction. No way. Okay? And it's not a closed shape because the forces act downwards, up to the right, then in the opposite direction. So maybe if they want to make us get confused, if they want us to make it get confused, they will draw this force in this direction, and the student will get confused. Is the answer A or C? But we are sure that the friction force or the force of the spring does not act down, it acts up. So the answer is A. شكرا للشباب الصبايا اللي جاوبونا السؤال صح. Okay. Question number 7. What they ask? A ball bearing, okay, falls vertically from rest through a distance of what? 90 centimeter. That means 50 centimeters. That means 0.5 meter. Okay. Tamam. Okay. In a time of 0.32 seconds. Okay. What they ask? Which expression gives the acceleration of the ball bearing in meters per second? Which one of these? Yes, في ناس بلشوا يبعثوا الأجوبة. شكرا يا حمزة، شكرا يا عبد اللطيف، شكرا يا حمزة، شكرا يا أمير. هلا maybe the answer is correct, maybe the answer is wrong. خلينا نتأكد. They ask about the acceleration. So what do I have here? What do I have here? I have U, I have S, and they give us the time, and they ask about the acceleration. That means the equation that doesn't have V. So that equation, it will be S equal UT plus half AT squared. So at, which is 0.5, equal UT, which is 0, half acceleration times 0.32 watt square. I want A as a subject of the formula. So I multiply it by 2, so it would be 1, okay, and divided by what? Divided by 0.32 watt square. So which one is the answer? The answer is A. شكرا للشباب الصبايا اللي جاوبوني صح. تمام? So the answer is A. Good. طيب. Question number 8. What do they ask here? A crane lifts a container with weight. They give us the weight 4 times 10 to the power of 5 Newton through a height of 25 meters. Which of the following gives the gravitational potential energy of the container in joules? Yes. What's the answer? يلا. The answer. شكرا يا نور. شكرا يا عبد اللطيف. شكرا يا حمزة. شكرا يا أمير. We know that gravitational potential energy equal mgh. They give us the weight. They give us mg. So wh. So which the formula? Aha. في ناس غيروا الجواب تبعهم. Okay. في ناس غيروا الجواب تبعهم. So the answer is B. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. ما تستعجلوش. This is the weight, not the mass. Okay. Number 9. A student measured, okay, the term velocity of different objects as they fill through a liquid. The student used the measuring cylinder and the measurements and Stokes law to calculate the viscosity of the liquid. For which of the following conditions Stokes law applied? Yes, what are the conditions for Stokes law? شكرا في ناس جاوبوا لي 5 6 7 في واحد جاوب غلط بعرفش ليش. Okay, it's not necessary to be low or high viscosity. This answer is not correct. What are the two conditions? It's supposed to be what? Spherical and what? Laminar flow. So the answer is A. The answer is what? A. شكرا للشباب والصبايا اللي بجاوبوا صح. Next, the last question, what they said. The diagram shows a rock of mass m accelerating upwards. That means the forces up is greater than the forces down. That's not to scale. The acceleration A, the diagram represents the forces. There's weight and there's a thrust force and there's drag. Which one of the following equations give the value of D? Now we know that resultant force equal mass times acceleration. The resultant force, which is tension in the same direction of acceleration, minus mg, minus also d, because both of mg and d are in the opposite direction of motion, equal what? Ma. So that means d, if I move it to this direction, equal tension minus mg, okay, minus ma. I'm sorry, this is a. Minus ma. Take m as a common factor. I put negative here. So it will be a plus g or g plus a. So which one is the answer? The answer is D. تمام.